It is a dark and miserable time to be a Minecraft denizen. The outside is scary, and we have auto jump turned on for some strange, weird reason. I guess that's the new default. The only thing that can keep us comfortable is the warmth of our wonderful little small home, which we have vowed never to ever leave again, despite the impending lava flow of doom and terror. Thankfully, there is one way that we will survive without having to leave our fortress of solitude, or other words for things that are not probably copywritten. We have a robot, Vinny, that will help us by doing all of the things. And, still, we will somehow manage to conquer this dark and evil world despite our intense fear of the outdoors based on prior traumatic experiences being beat up by zombie children. Alright, welcome back, everybody. We are starting off the Minecraft Agoraphobia series proper. I've recorded 4 episodes just building this tiny little piddly house so that we would have a base of operations to exist in to begin with, because we do sort of need that. And we have slept in this bed, right? Yeah, so if I die for whatever reason, we will respawn here. In fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. Oh, and yeah, you can see I went back and forth between creative and survival mode quite a bunch of times. The reason for that is that I was crafting this computer. So Open Computer is the mod that we are using. We are using Open Computer and only Open Computer, which is going to mean some things. And the idea is that it gives us these robots and also computers and various things associated, robot-y like type of things. We are going to be programming this robot to basically do everything that we might otherwise do ourselves, because we are going to follow this sign that says very clearly, do not go outside. It says don't go outside. All right, well, I can read. I said it was clear. Anyway, so Open Computer is a mod that basically gives us these parts and also lets us write scripts to manage these robots. We can also build computers and stuff, but gathering the resources is actually pretty challenging. So I didn't want to end up doing too much, going and generating mines and doing crazy stuff, because then it'd be like, all right, well, we really want to start this thing from scratch, basically. We have built this house, and that is it. And now we have this robot, and we've got to program the robot to do everything that we would want it to do. The parts for Open Computer are pretty complex. They require, like, gold nuggets, and you've got to get printed circuit boards, and it's not simple crafting recipes. It's crafting some stuff and putting those things into other things and blah, blah, blah. I couldn't even generate this guy from creative mode. I had to generate multiple parts and put them all into an assembler part to create Vinny. Now, Vinny, I can go ahead and, let me go ahead and reboot Vinny. We'll turn him off for now. Vinny is a robot, and he has a little screen and a keyboard, which is fantastic. He also, as you can see, he has a tiny little crafting table and 2 little storage deals. Don't let the size fool you. This dude has 32 slots of storage, which is pretty fantastic. And you can see it's hovering over this first one because this is the primary slot. If we tell it, place an item, it's going to use that primary slot. So I've gone ahead and gone into creative mode, set this guy up, and then erased all of the remnants of what I have left. All that we have left are the stuff that they started off with in the creative mode. We have the Open Computers manual, we have torches, and then we have this chest of stuff that we have from when we were building this place, with some extra doors and a wooden pickaxe and etc., etc., etc. So, we are also very hungry. I'm going to see if I can turn off that auto jump, because it's been suggested to snooper settings. What are snooper settings? Oh, my goodness. Oh, no. Don't snoop, please. Controls. There we go. Auto jump off. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I forget who mentioned that in the video, on a comment on one of the previous videos, but thank you very much for that, because, yeah, that was really getting on my nerves. It didn't used to be a default, and now it seems to be a default. So, now, I did mention that we're not using any other mods. The Open Computers mod does have a concept of power. Computercraft also has a concept of power. You actually have to burn fuel for the computer to run, and if it moves too far, then basically the computer can die. They do not have a power system built into Open Computer. They prefer that you integrate with other mods. I looked at some of the alternatives. I figured, you know what? I'm just a little concerned with things getting out of date and having to manage multiple mods. I just want to deal with this one. So basically, we're going to be running this, and you'll see it has no energy, but because there are no other third-party mods that I would have to then learn and figure out, these basically have infinite fuel. You can use the computers, period. You don't need to provide them any sort of power source. That is going to get a little, it feels a little gimmicky, but hey, given how complex it is going to be for us to build anything at all, I think I'm okay with it. We will not be building a lot of stuff for a while. You'll see, so basically this is the interface that we get. We have a screen up here. We have the ability to turn the thing on and off. It has its own inventory slots. And then down here, we can actually equip it with tools. So I'm going to go in here and actually do just that. Let's grab the stone axe, and I can go ahead and have it wield the stone axe. And we can actually see, look, it is wielding the stone axe. Congratulations. It's also got a slot here for us to upgrade cards and put in a different floppy disk if we ever choose to, though it would probably be a very long time before we ever get to such a place. So, without any further ado, let's boot this thing up proper. And we can see it is booting OpenOS, which is the default boot system, an operating system that we get here. So this is cool. So we have, I went ahead and spec'd this to be pretty decent because it's going to likely be a very, very, very long time before we can possibly construct another one in game. We're not going to be jumping back to creative mode ever again. So I wanted to make sure that this robot was able to kind of do everything that we would need it to. When you're generating these robots, you actually can do, there's tons of various customizations and upgrades and stuff. For example, I've got one that's installed here that makes this, it's the chunk loader upgrade, which basically means that if this thing goes out of range of me, such that the part of the map would be unloaded, that's okay. It's not going to unload the robot. Whereas by default, they unload and then they reload as soon as you get back in range. We don't want that, especially since we are going to be kind of sitting still. We don't want to necessarily have to restrict Vinny's ability to move around, but Vinny is going to be super, super helpful. So let's put this thing through its paces. Now, the language that we're going to be using is a language that I have played with a tiny, tiny bit, but generally I'm not familiar with at all. Which is exciting for me. I don't know this language. It's gonna be fun. It's a language that is used for a lot of mods, and I don't know, it's kind of all over the place. It is Lua, and in fact, we can load up a Lua console right in here. This is from 1994, copyright until 2015. So I guess that expired last year. So I don't know. Enter a statement. Hit enter to evaluate it. Prefix an expression with equal to show its values, and press Control-D to exit the interpreter. So we can exit like that. I'm going to type in Lua again. So I can say 5 plus 5. All right, unexpected symbol. All right, what about equals 5 plus 5? That'll give us, yeah, there we go. So that gives us back the response. Prefix an expression with equal to show its value. So there we go. We can get the response. Can I get a string? String of stuff. Okay, unexpected symbol equals string of stuff. Okay, that gives me back what it is. And what happens if I add those? Ooh, this is interesting. So a lot of languages, if you add a string and a number, they just pick something to do. They may say, let's try and turn the string into a number, in which case, then it would go, well, that's 47. Or they may turn the number into a string, in which case it'd say, well, that's 425. Oh, look, there's an example. Lua, when it detects that the string is a number string, converts it to a number, I guess, and then does the addition. I don't know how I feel about that. Whereas I suppose if I do, yeah, whereas a lot of other languages, you may see something like this. Oh my goodness. Now, oh, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Or maybe, hang on. What about A plus B? No, okay. So plus does not concatenate strings. It does not put strings together. How do I concatenate strings? Oh, whoops. Lua. Anyway, we're going to be learning the language. We're going to be playing around with it. We're going to be basically looking stuff up as we realize, I have no idea how to do this. One of the things that we can also do is all of these, the operating system comes with several tools. Actually, let me remove that, because that was one that I was just using to test stuff. Clear? Yeah, I love it. On this fake operating system, there is a binary folder. So let's list everything in binary. And we see that stuff like reboot is a .lua file, and redstone is a .lua file, and resolution is a... What's resolution? Let's type resolution. Any of these files that exist that have .lua, we can actually use as command. So I can say resolution. This tells me it's 50 by 16. I guess that's the character resolution that we currently have. I had to use install to... because I actually had to boot this off of a floppy disk and install onto the robot's hard drive. Hostname. What's our hostname? Hostname is not set. Man, hostname. Can I set a hostname? Oh, I can give it one. Hostname Vinny. Look at that. And now it's going to show the little hostname before the path that we're currently in. But we can also actually open up these files. So I'm going to open up in /hostname because we just ran that. No. Close. Oh, hostname.lua. There we go. And we can see here is some Lua code that already exists on our system. And it's doing a lot of confusing stuff that I haven't used at all. But we can at least use this for reference if we go, I'm stuck. So, I'm also, because I'm such a Vim user, I'm going to have a very hard time getting used to not using J and K, and man, this is going to be confusing for me. But anyway, let's enough of this. Let's actually look at what this guy can do. So Vinny is standing there, and I'm going to go ahead and say robot.forward. And he has moved. Of course, it's hard to see with this. I wonder if I can do this. Can I have him do it twice? Yes, brilliant. I can do robot.turn around, and then robot.forward.forward. So look at that. Vinny is doing that. That's wonderful. Let's grab some of these out, and we'll go ahead and say robot.turn around. And now he is facing the block, and what I can do is I can say robot.swing. And look at that, he destroyed that. That's wonderful. Robot.forward. And you can see he also put it in his inventory. So robot is down there. I go robot.swing, and I think I can say swing down as well. There we go, yes. And brilliant. Now they are going to cause some damage to the axe, over to whatever tools that they're using over time. So that is something that still exists. Basically, they are operating just like a people. Let's go ahead and have him move down. Robot.down. There we go. And let's see. Let's do robot.place. And now this is going to use, if I put these here, I think this will fail. Well, no, it doesn't fail. What does it return? Okay, it returns nil and a reason why it didn't do anything, because nothing is selected. If we put this here, though, and then we do robot place, then it says true, and it put that right there. Good job, Vinny. Robot.swing. Clean that up. So good. And now robot.back, I think, right? You can do that. I want to test out one more thing. Robot.turn left. All right, so now he's facing that way. And robot.forward. And then robot.use. Look at that. He opened the door. Don't open the door. Outside is dangerous. Oh, no. Can he not close the door? Oh, no. Ah, well, that's not good. Huh. Actually, well, now I'm curious. Robot.forward. Robot.use. Nope. All right. So, no. I definitely don't like... Well, actually, can he not even get through there, maybe? Oh, yeah, he won't go through there because he is a solid object and he's like, I can't go. So, okay, I guess Vinny can't go through doors. That's interesting. So we will have to create like a little doggy door, I guess, for poor old Vinny. Huh. Actually, maybe this should be the doggy door, like right up there, because they can walk around. That should be fine, right? Now, Vinny can only go 8 blocks up off of the ground. That's just a limitation that they put in. You can set up upgrades, but he does not have those upgrades. Because I didn't want to make this guy too overpowered. I didn't want him to be able to like, oh yeah, I'll just go up crazy and do whatever. That seems a little overpowered. Let's if I break the glass, do I get the glass back? Well, more importantly, do I even have glass yes, I do. Okay, I have glass to replace it with if I have to. So, all right. No, we don't get the glass back. Okay. Robot, turn left. And, okay, good, he's facing there. Robot, dot forward. Robot, dot up. Oh. Do we have a strafe, maybe? No. Robot.level. What? What's robot.level? Oh, right. Yeah, there is an upgrade you can give to robots that let them collect XP as well. That's what that is. Turn left, robot.forward. Robot, turn right, robot.up. And once more, I guess, robot.up. There he is. He's up there. Now he should be able to get out. Forward. And forward again. Cool. Okay. Now don't go too far. Back. Robot. Back. Robot. Down. Robot. Down. Brilliant. Oh, man. I'm so excited, Vinny. You and I, we're going to conquer the world. So this is going to be very exciting. Some of the things that you may notice, we're already having some issues with, food and health. So one thing that I would like to do, ideally, let's see, there is water over there, so I guess we could try and set up a farm over there, maybe? There are also zombies over there. We could have the robot go out there and try and fight zombies and collect zombie flesh, or go and find cows, because there were cows around here as well. That seems a little tricky to me, though. I think so what we need to plan to do is we want to basically just get the initial stuff in place, right? We want to test out Vinny where we can see him and see, okay, let's start acquiring some resources in a sustainable way before we can consider letting him go out on super dangerous missions. One thing that I did that I forgot to, when I said that Vinny can go 8 blocks high, he can climb alongside walls. So as long as he can climb a wall that is taller than that. You just can't be kind of in midair with nothing to grab onto. So I'm going to go ahead and actually go out of Lua. This is our home directory. We've got nothing in the home directory. I'm going to go ahead and edit our new file. And this was actually, this is what I was using to test before. Before we do that, let's just Lua robot.turnaround. Turn around. There we go. Okay, so now he's facing us. Wonderful little robot Vinny with his little animated thing. We can, in addition to just doing these kind of commands one by one, is we can write scripts. So I'm going to go ahead and say, edit test.lua. And I'm going to say local robot equals require robot. That's something that I just happened to pick up, like, right before I started recording by just snooping around some of the other files that exist as part of the operating system. And that's how you import things. Because robot doesn't just exist by default. It's actually something that they have built in so that when Lua runs, I guess it just does this before it gives us our terminal. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to say robot.down, and then I'll say robot.place. and I'll say robot.swing, and I'll say robot.up. Just as a very simple test, we'll save that and close it. I'll put this block here, and we'll just watch that go, right? So we've called that test, so I'll just say test. It goes down there, it breaks it, and it comes back up. That was a complete waste of a little bit of durability, but it shows kind of what we can do now. So we can start writing our own scripts that do, oh, not Vim. It shows that we can start writing our own scripts that do kind of fancy stuff like that. So we're going to want to do some experimentation, right? What I would like to try out, let's see, what can we, if we had iron, yeah, if we had iron, then we could go get some water and not have to worry about things like that. Do we, actually, what do we have? We have, yeah, we have no iron. We have a bunch of wood stuffs and anything, yeah, anything else that we have, we've pretty much put to, we've pretty much wasted. Let's create, actually, Vinny, give me those. Give me those. And give me this. Let's send you on an only slightly dangerous mining expedition. Let us assume that you always start there, right? This will be your starting position for the scripts that we're going to write. What I'm going to have this guy do is I'm going to have him go up and out, and then, oh God. Oh, geez. Okay. Well, it's a good thing we're staying indoors as a matter of policy. Now I'm a little nervous about that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and, so, okay. You're there. So let's say you were going to robot.turn around, and then robot.up, robot.up, then robot.forward, and then robot.forward, and then robot.forward again. That is, I hate those sounds. That is terrifying. We'll get rid of these. Yeah, the problem is that Control W is also remove word, and so I've got to be very careful not to do that here, because that would just close this without saving anything, which is not what I want. We're going to have this thing go forward, and then we'll just reverse that, right? So we'll say robot.back, 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 robot.down, robot.down, robot.turn around. I just don't want this thing to get out of range before we and have us discover, oh no, we did things wrong. So he's going to turn around, he's going to go out, and he's going to come back and he's going to go down. Good. Cool. Okay. Let's go ahead and add another step. We'll say robot.down. Actually, I want to test something. We'll save this. Go out. Lua. Robot.up. Oops. Up 2. Well, let me do that. Did that go up 2? I don't know if that went up 2. Let's go forward 2, because then I'll be able to tell. No, that just went forward. It ignored the fact that I said to go forward twice. Okay, so robot that down. So we can't do that. We can build a function, I imagine, to do that ourselves though. So that'll be helpful. Let's go here. We'll say no. Test.lua. Okay, so robot down, and then let's see, robot up, robot.up, robot.up, and robot.down, robot.down. And save, and go out, and test. Okay, now let's have you give it a shot, right? You go out there, you go down. All right, good. Good, that's promising. So, what we'll have Vinny do is basically he'll start a single single square mine shaft, and we'll have him basically turn and swing and turn. And actually, what happens if we try and swing robot.swing? Okay, he does nothing. So we'll have him swing and then turn left and swing and turn left and swing and turn left and swing and turn left. Let's learn quick how we can write functions. Well, we should do that in Lua, shouldn't we? say function foo. That. Can I do this? Actually, how do we have Lua echo yay? Is that a thing? Print yay? Okay. Function foo print yay. Is that going to be our syntax? Nope. All right, we're going to have to figure out how to do functions, right? How do we do functions, which are just shared bits of code? Let's figure this out. Let's see if maybe something exists in the binary folder. Let's see. Maybe grep probably. Edit grep.lua. What do you got in here? You got all these local things. Local arg options equals blah. Local function something. Okay, and then you're just using indentation. Cool. Okay, so local function, then the name, and then the arguments. Great, so we can do that. Let's edit our test file. Whoops, vim test.lua. Not vim, edit test.lua. Okay, so local robot. Let's say local function local function up, and this will take n, which is the number of times, and it doesn't need brackets. Let's say, oh well, now we need to know how to do a loop, so we'd do something like for let's see, for I in 0 to n, probably something like this, but I don't know. Up. Something like that. Actually, can we just delete? Oh, man. I can't do any sort of text highlight. No, man. I'm just going to have to button mash. Delete all this. Yeah, this code is going to get ugly very, very quickly. I will probably figure out before the next episode, or maybe at some point after the next episode. I'm not sure. How to go ahead and start editing this stuff in my preferred editor, so that when we're writing scripts, we can do them outside of in-game. Of course, doing stuff for in-game for short things or for testing out stuff is great, but it'd be nice to not do that. To be able to use kind of all the convenient editing stuffs. And syntax highlighting too is also nice. I don't know if that'll work. Let's actually change this to forward so we can test it. Forward, and then instead of, oh wait, no. Robot, there we go. Dot forward. So basically now we have two things. We have robot.forward, which will only go forward once, but we can just say forward and say 5 and see if that works, right? I'm going to test that. I have no idea if that's the right syntax. Let's say move forward 4 blocks, right? We'll do that and we'll say test. Nope. Okay. It's got some sort of error. We're going to have to see if we've got some example. This cat. Nope. I'm going to quickly, while you sit here for just a moment, I swear, Google Lua ranges and look up the syntax for that. Except now it's not accepting my mouse input for whatever reason, which is very weird. Lua ranges. Just to look up the syntax. Range iterator. For range... Oh, okay. There's a function called range, it looks like. Unless I'm seeing documentation from the wrong thing. Let's test this for a second. For I in range 2, do... Oh, so there's a do, right. Do print I end. Nope. For local I? Local I equals 5. For I in... No. Iterator do. Oh no, this is an example that someone else has written. Let's see, return function. 4. Let's type 4. For local I equals 0. I is less than 5. I plus plus. Maybe. This is sort of an older syntax for loops. No, it doesn't like that either. Interesting. Alrighty. Well, we will figure out... No, come on. This has got to be really quick. Lua loops. Programming in Lua. Lua loops. For var equals 1, 2, 2, 2. Oh, well, that's an interesting. That's definitely interesting. Let's try this. So for I equals 1 to, let's see. Yeah, 1 to 5. Do print I and what? File? Oh, we're not in Lua. Lua. For I equals 1 comma 5. Do print I and there we go. Okay, so that's the syntax for loops. We can give it that. We could also give it some sort of step value. So start at 0, start at 1, go to 5, go by 2s, and that'll give us 1, 3, 5. That is interesting. Alrighty. Let's edit our test.lua again. And we can do that. So for I, let's see. For I equals 1 comma n. Is that going to be inclusive? Yeah, it was inclusive. So this should move forward 4 blocks, right? It should, unless I'm very wrong, which is also possible. No, we need to do. Yes. Let's do that and test. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I should have gotten out of its way. Lua, back. Robot.back. And just do that. Okay. Good. And now try test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes! It moved forward 4 squares. Wonderful. Alrighty. So we will go ahead and continue working on this script in the next episode. I'm very excited. Are you excited? You should be excited. We're going to definitely be doing, there's going to be some learning as we generate kind of, we'll probably build up some of these functions that we'll end up using all of the time. Like, hey, just go forward, up, and down, and blah. In fact, we could even do something probably simpler. So like, navigate, U for left. We could come up with some sort of pattern. So we could say U4, F3, D5, or whatever, and have it go through and say, all right, I'm going to look at the string and say, okay, up, how many times? There. Okay, brilliant. And then automatically just, we can save out those patterns and then just know how they work. Of course, not navigot. What the heck? What? How did that end up in there? That's very weird. Yeah, there's no way for me to visually select. Oh man, I'm so used to my fun editors. We'll probably have that in the next episode. But until then, have a fantastic rest of your day and week if I don't see you. But be around, because we're doing plenty of other video stuffs on this channel. By the way, did you know? It's all here. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you soon. Cheers.